It's really good for a first time.
This looks like the real one.
It is the real deal. All right, cheers.
All right. It's got a bit of a kick.
Hi, I'm Mike and you're watching Behind the Bass. We're back for 2022 and what a way to kick off the year than with someone who's been tipped for having a big 12 months ahead. It's London-based Asha Gold. She's been included in Spotify's freshest finds of last year, BBC introducing London's best of 2021 and Rolling Stone's Need to Know artist. It's clear that she's got some success lined up, but is she going to be any good at making a pizza? About to find out. Asha Gold, welcome to the kitchen.
Thanks for having me.
Have you ever made a pizza before?
I've made a lot of the Pizza Express oven pizzas. We've always got those in the fridge, but I used to have a habit of leaving the plastic and the base on it and putting it in the oven. So hoping to redeem myself today.
We won't do that today.
Yeah.
So the pizza we're going to make today is the vegan American Jack. Obviously, we're right in the middle of veganuary right now. You're a vegan yourself. Have you got any advice for maybe people who are doing veganuary right now, or maybe you're thinking of moving to a plant-based diet?
I think go easy on yourself if you have the odd slip up. Enjoy the substitutes. I generally try to avoid using too many, but they can add real flavour and they can kind of, if you're a real meat lover, then I think things like the pepperoni that you do here are just wicked for that.
That's a glaring review. All right, so let's get started. We're going to make these bases flat. What you want to do is take your tips of your fingers and push down around the edge, nice and firm, just like that. And then you can go up the middle. So I mentioned at the top there that you've been recognised by the BBC and Spotify and Notion as expected to have quite an exciting 22. How is that for you as a sort of relatively new artist to have places like Radio 1 that I presume you sort of listened to growing up recognise you?
It's amazing. I feel like because being a creative is quite a lonely thing sometimes, you kind of have all this doubt that are you making songs that people are really responding to, and is there something that's going to go somewhere? So to be validated by Radio 1, which I've listened to literally since I was a kid, is amazing, and yeah, it's very motivating as well.
One of your big supporters as well is the Asian network as well.
I think growing up, I didn't see a lot of British Asian pop stars, or you didn't hear them on Capital FM on the way to school, and by being obviously I'm an Anglo-Indian woman growing up in London, it's important for me to represent that side of my culture and to just be present in a space where we're just lacking a bit of representation. So it's amazing to have partners like the Asian Network that really just can elevate your growth and your kind of platform. They were one of the first stations and just kind of institutions to really get on board and support the project, and they've been amazing in pushing my music in places I never would have been able to do. So yeah, I really love the artists they champion. They definitely are very inclusive and kind of the whole cover artists from the whole Asian diaspora. So yeah.
Is there anyone in particular that you like that they've really championed?
I love Joy Crooks, Priya Ragu. Those are two female artists that are just smashing it.
Yeah.
I saw Joy's show in Kentish Town and she was just incredible, and she's someone that kind of fuses her Irish Bangladeshi heritage in such an authentic way. But yeah, she's really taken her time to release her debut album and just got it perfect, I reckon.
I know you said you wanted to be really authentic and natural with your sort of Asian heritage, and when you're writing songs, is that in the back of your mind that you want to put that into there?
I think not at the moment with the songwriting, because it's all lived experiences, and it definitely kind of comes into my visuals, but I'd say there will be a time where I'll explore it in kind of sonic terms, but I don't feel like I've done the necessary research or the kind of immerse myself in enough Indian music and percussion and drumming and all of that to really do it justice. So just majorly important for me to be in this space of R&B as a British Asian woman, because there's just not loads of us. So I think that alone, whether it's kind of massively part of my visuals or my sound at the moment, is just really important for me. All
right, these look very nice. What we want to do is get rid of this flour. So we're going to hold our hands out flat like this and lay our dough in our hand. Then with our other hand, we're going to dust off that flour. And then we can pass it just like that, and dust it off, and you can sort of pass it back and forth in your hands. And as you pass it back and forth, it's going to get bigger and bigger, and you can almost throw it.
Okay. Oh, getting a bit confident.
Are you feeling brave today?
Always feeling brave on Tuesday.
Fantastic. Do you want to toss your dough up into the air?
Do I have to spin it as well?
You can spin it. I think the spin's more important. I sort of lay it on my hands like this, and I just flick my wrists out. Very good. How high can you get it? I reckon you can get it pretty high.
It's getting risky now.
That's pretty good.
Oh no! Oh, Hang on, I think I crushed it a bit.
That's not bad, not
Sure.
bad. That looks good. All right. And then we're going to start at the top, sort of like there. We're going to keep our hand at 12 o'clock and push in quite firm. And then we're going to turn the pan and lift the dough and turn it until it fits in our pan, just like that. This is quite tricky, so I push in really firm with one end.
Oh, holding it down.
Yeah. So should we start with some passata? I'll demonstrate first. The sauce just goes in the middle, and then you make little circles, and then big circles, until it covers the pizza. All yours.
I don't think I took enough, did I?
You can do some more. You can be quite fine with it. And we can start with some toppings. We've got the jackfruit pepperoni there. And you can put on as much or as little as you like. Is that all the pepperoni you're going to have?
Have I been a bit stingy?
It looks a bit miserable to me.
All right,
But it's totally up to you.
I'll listen to you, or the head chef.
A lot of artists talk about sort of a state of flow when they're playing music and writing music. Is that something that happens for you that helps you focus or sort of meditate through sort of particularly hectic moments in your life?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's quite cathartic, the kind of like songwriting process, because it's almost less scary saying it in a song than just saying it to someone casually. And often I'm in a situation where I can actually figure out what I'm going through writing the song, and then at the end of it you also feel quite good because you're like, well, that was a bit rubbish, but I've made a song out of it. Or if someone annoys you, it's like, well, now I've got a song about you, so...
I bet that's quite a rewarding process.
It can be, yeah, for sure.
So we're going to do some coquito peppers. These are a bit spicy, but they're quite sweet, so you can be as heavy with them as you like.
Okay. I'll go easy.
The song you're going to perform for us today, aptly named Margarita. It's a song about joy and having fun. And is music sort of you sort of touched on it before. Does writing music help you understand your feelings, positive or negative?
Yeah, for sure. With Margarita, it was funny because we wrote it in lockdown, so it's not like I was going out and drinking margaritas or anything. But I think we wrote it from a place of just really yearning for that fun, carefree summer. And that's kind of like what I wanted to represent with the song. And it actually came out last summer, which was a time where everyone was kind of relaxed and we had a certain degree of freedom. So yeah, I think you can write, I like writing angry songs and sadder songs, but like an upbeat banger, there's nothing better than that.
And does it have that same sort of cathartic release that you get from like an angry banger?
Yeah, definitely. I think when you listen to it as well, it like makes you feel good, just like an angry banger makes you feel angry.
Fantastic.
So yeah.
Should we get these in the oven?
Let's do it.
All right. It's hot, so be very careful.
Okay.
What I want to do is just push it, right like that. Excellent. I'm going to wait for them to cook. So you're a student at the minute, you're studying at university.
I am,
You've just joined an orchestra, and you're a musician, and you've got a podcast.
Yes.
So tell us about the podcast and what that's about.
So I started that, actually I think I started in lockdown
What's
last
it called?
year.
Because it's got a fantastic name.
It's called Golding On For Dear Life. Yeah, the good thing about Asha Gold is there's quite a lot of puns
Lends
you
itself
can do.
to lots of stuff, yeah.
Yeah, so Golding On For Dear Life, and as I said, like in lockdown I think a lot of creatives were feeling quite alone in how they felt, and everything was so like heavily social media focused because we couldn't do anything else. So it was like live stream this and do that, and like it's kind of counterintuitive because often the more time I spend on my phone, like it makes me feel worse. So it's kind of weird when that's such a big part of the job in lockdown. So I started the podcast as a way of kind of connecting with other artists and hearing their stories and hearing how music helps them, but also what they find hard about it, because it's like comforting, I think, especially for upcoming artists, to hear that people they look up to find it tough too and have the same, challenges. So that's kind of where the podcast came from.
What do you think you've learned from doing the podcast?
Something an artist called Cairo said to me, which was really interesting, was the idea of we focus on kind of social media engagement and numbers and statistics, but that's not really a reflection of how people are engaging with your songs or with you. Like they might go and tell their friends about it, but they might not like your post. Right. So it's like, what's the real engagement and what's more meaningful? So now when I post something, I kind of just, I've done my bit, I like it, it's out there, hopefully people like it too, but I'm not so fixated on like, the statistic engagement.
So you are a pop and R&B artist, but I know it's really important for you to sort of not fit into the typical box of that, and that when you're approaching your writing and producing. How do you sort of overcome those sort of easy pitfalls?
I think trying not to write predictable lyrics is a big part of it for me. Like, I don't want anyone to ever be able to guess, oh, this is the rhyme or this is the next line. because it's easy to do that, and you know, it sounds good, and loads of brilliant songs do that. But for me, I just want to be really honest with the actual lyrics and the songwriting, and try and be a bit inventive, and that's why I like to have kind of like metaphors and weird concepts. Like Margarita is our name for a song, but it kind of like encapsulates what it's all about. So that, and then just, you know, using different sounds and sampling weird stuff that's in the room and around us, and kind of wacky percussion. I think that comes from my orchestra days, just
absolutely
playing the weirdest of instruments. So
I was going to mention your lyrics, because you sort of sometimes write songs from sort of different perspectives within the song. Did that kind of sort of avant-garde writing come quite naturally to you?
yeah, I guess Oscar's an example of a song that wasn't actually about a situation I've been through, but I kind of had the idea of it being a really feisty song, but you have the main character, so to speak, that's like, you know, got her situation, then it's her friend, and then it's the person in response to what the angry person's saying. So it's kind of, you don't need to listen to it or read it at that level, but I think if you do, it's just something a bit different, and you've got to have fun with songwriting, that's the thing.
That's the key, I think. Should we check on our pizzas?
Yeah.
All right. This one's for you.
Okay, thank
This
you.
one's for me. And then you just want to go underneath it. Okay, get it on our peel. And then onto the plate.
Wow.
Certainly done. You've never done that before. So I mentioned a few times you have been sort of tipped for having some success this year by a lot of big, you know, institutions. Is there ever any pressure on you to sort of meet those expectations? You know, do you feel like you have a certain sort of ceiling to hit?
Yeah, I suppose so. I suppose, obviously, the great thing is people hear some and they want to hear more. But when you're writing about real life experiences and you want to make the best music you can, sometimes you do need to just be quiet for a bit and kind of go and live, and then, you know, build up a bank of stuff to talk about. So I suppose there is pressure, but I think at the end of the day, my goal is always to make the best music, and if that means I take a little bit of time at the beginning of this year just to kind of pull everything together, then, you know, it'll be worth it, hopefully.
Should we have a slice of pizza?
Let's do it.
And then we're going to hear some music from you. Excellent. It's really good for a first time.
This looks like the real ones.
It is the real deal. All right, cheers.
All right. It's got a bit of a kick.
Cruising down the boardwalk, lover on my left side. Waves are crashing into shore, it's a high tide. Margarita in my right hand, the grass is green on my side. I took another left turn, I think I found the right guy. And I see you laying with me, building our castles of sand. I hold your heart in my hand. Blue sky, red wine, there's nothing sweeter than the right place, right time. Kind of feeling like the stars all align, and I'm riding the wave. Cold drink, warm hands, your body spelling out a perfect romance. As we move into the nighttime, slow dance, I won't dream it away. Sugar on my left side, honeymoon and full time. Brighter than the sunshine, you're my favorite lifeline. Treble to my baseline, ooh. And I see you laying with me, building our castles of sand. I hold your heart in my hand. Blue sky, red wine, there's nothing sweeter than the right place, right time. Kind of feeling like the stars all align, and I'm riding the wave. Cold drink, warm hands, your body spelling out a perfect romance. As we move into the nighttime, slow dance, I won't dream it away. And there's nobody that I choose instead, praying this never ends. My love, blue sky, red wine, there's nothing sweeter than the right place. kind of feeling like the stars all align, and I'm riding the wave. Cold drink, warm hands, your body spreading out a perfect romance as we move into the nighttime. Slow dance, I won't dream it away. I won't dream it away. No, I won't dream it away. 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 I won't dream it